Ouriel, I'm just going to introduce this discussion. We work together around leadership coaching, and today I really want you to just share a bit of your story, what we achieved, but also share your unique perspective and how you're working on helping your team and how you leverage your team with their strengths, which is an important part of diversity also. Just tell a bit about yourself first.
Yeah. Right. Oh, thank you. Basically, I've been working within Equinix for about almost 6 years now. I used to be a sales account executive, and I moved about 2.5 years ago as a manager. I now manage a team of 9 people within 2 countries, Germany and Netherlands, and it's a mix of very unique individuals, different backgrounds, different type of people, different type of thoughts, which is very, which brings a lot of, unique situations, but also as a person, you learn a lot on yourself to be working with different people. And it's always very interesting to do so.
Just for people to understand, could you tell me more about your background? Like, your background, where you're from, how you see leadership?
So I'm French, from Marseille. From an immigrant family. My roots go through Poland, Turkey, Italy, Algeria, which, put kind of multiculturalism kind of at the center of who I am as a person. And I moved about 10 years ago to Netherlands to be working in different IT companies. And the way I look at leadership is the way to support people into helping them doing their jobs and being able to achieve results, but also help them build their career and be satisfied with the career they have, kind of.
So going beyond just with results, but also the people and their strengths, if I hear well.
Basically, as a manager and as a leader, you need to look at strengths and weaknesses and challenges of each other to work together. You cannot expect people to be the way you want them to be. People are the way they are, and it's beautiful things with life, and you have to actually work with them to achieve their full potential and learn from them as well, which is also very important to have feedback.
To give a bit of context, because we worked together 2 or 3 years ago on leadership coaching, could you tell me what was your perspective before and what helped you in our work to maybe change the perspective, if you did?
What we discussed was a lot about myself, because if you don't really understand yourself, it's very hard to try to support other people. And I would say that the path into helping other people and managing other people start with it in yourself. And I think that's what we focused a lot on was on move from going from being an individual contributor to being someone oriented into helping other people. And what challenges it bring to have this kind of change of mindset.
What you're saying is the key for you in terms of leadership is not so much about having the tools, like being the best and having the knowledge, but the key to also lead a diverse team with all this complexity and craziness, it's also to have the mindset.
Tools are important, but it's very theoretical. Once you are in the middle of it, you need to know the basic, but you need to know the rules to be able to break them at some point. But it's those tools that you learn once you have the multiculturalism added to it. You need to go over just the tools, and you need to actually, there's a lot of listening and active listening that needs to happen if you want to be able to, I think, which is the most important tool of all.
So basically using coaching techniques also, or tools.
Yes, it's a lot of it's a lot of coaching, definitely, and mentorship.
The thing is, I remember the post you had a post on LinkedIn around strengths, like how you use the strengths of your team to get to results. Could you tell me more about how you use the strengths of your team to get things done?
Within the role, I manage a team of about 9 people of salespeople. The role of sales, like any other role, has different ways of doing things. There is an end goal, which is the target you need to achieve, but there's different ways to get to that. And each individual that we have in the team are good or bad at different aspects of it. we need to understand together within that person, with that person, what is the strength, to understand the difference and how she brings something on the table and what does she bring on the table to be able to get to the target, and where do I need to help her to fill the gaps, basically. And sometimes I will learn from that person, sometimes she will learn from me. And the advantage of having a diverse team is they can help each other as well. They have some strengths in some aspects. They are becoming champion in some aspect of, specific part of the job, that they can support other people into that part, and they get supported on the other part. And it makes the team much more happy because they are supporting each other. So they have the fulfillment of doing their job, plus the fulfillment of learning, plus the fulfillment of teaching. There's a lot of things happening that actually help them using their strengths that they discover in themselves to be able to support someone else and improve themselves as well. It's a lot of do-it-yourself kind of because when you arrive to a level of number of people you have to manage, you first go into being very active into someone, a bit like when you're learning to bike, you have the wheels on the side, and then at some point you have to do it yourself. So they have to kind of learn to manage themselves and to understand where they need to improve. And I'm helping them with that at the beginning, and then it's all on their own after that.
Yeah, so really empowering them, and
yes,
and then everybody wants to contribute, contribute with their own strengths. So leveraging that is very powerful for a leader. Just for me to understand what kind of specific result, and you can be like, you don't have to share everything, but could you maybe give an example of a result or something you concretely achieved, or maybe an example, so people can understand what you achieved specifically?
Within the role, we do have a lot of new hires starting their career with us. And you have young people who have maybe 1 or 2 years experience in a different role, and that's the first time doing sales, so they have to learn the basics. But the world doesn't stop, going around just because they started. So we still have to make sure that they also do their targets. So there's a lot of things going on, and you need to actually help someone growing as a new hire, and he needs to step up and do the target at the same time. And we have been the fastest growing team in the company, and we have been the fastest at achieving our numbers as well. When it took 18 months to other teams to do the target, it took us less than 12 months.
Wow.
The way we've done that is by actually having so many new hires that we learn by mistake, by doing mistakes, we learned to actually know how to handle that, how to handle new people. And we have now people within the team who are specialized into, okay, this is your person for the systems, this is your person who will help you talk to customers, that person is very good at XYZ. And we are all helping each other, and it's beneficial for everybody because, like I said at the beginning, you have some fulfillment in yourself just because you're helping someone and then he helps you in return after that. We believe a lot in karma in the team, and if you give something is going to get back to you. So that's what's helping us is we are able to have this kind of team mentality, group mentality, where we are helping each other.
That's really interesting. And when we used to work together, I used to always ask this question around celebration. So you achieve something and you celebrate,
Yes.
What do you do to celebrate, or what did you do to celebrate this achievement of being the fastest growing team?
In the last few months, celebrating was a bit complicated because we couldn't meet, we couldn't have the human touch that we used to have of being just able to be next to each other and sharing the coffee.
Yeah.
So so before that, we used to actually go party together, go having a drink together, and just enjoying a time without talking about numbers. Something that we have kept though is gratitude. That is actually the thing that's closest from happiness, is to be grateful for each other. So now I actually try to lead by example by doing it myself. Every beginning of quarter, I will take a day where I will actually go to all the support team I'm working with, because at the end of the day, the job is not done only by us. We have a beautiful team of people helping us around, and it's thanks to them that we are able to do our job. So I'm spending basically hours thanking people. I thank my team, I thank my support, my management, whoever helped me, basically. And I was glad to see that it kind of triggered something that other people actually are doing that as well now. I used to actually, just do it myself, but now I saw an email going last few days of one of my team member actually just saying an email to all the support saying, guys, I couldn't have done it without you, etc. So it's took a long time, it took a while, but I'm glad to see that at the end people see the benefit of doing that for themselves and for other people as well. Just feel good by saying thank you to someone, and they feel good by feeling it, and they give it thank you to someone else. So it's a win-win-win-win-win situation. There's no bad things can happen by being grateful to someone.
Really great. It really makes me happy. When I hear that, it really makes me happy to hear that. But at the end of the day, with this COVID situation, especially, we need to be grateful. We need to just find happiness in ourselves. So that's great that you're doing that. Yeah.
Especially in a moment like that, you don't really know what someone is going through, right? But it's not the best moment of his life, definitely, of our life. Yeah. Definitely. It's always nice when you have like your full day of just going through email and you receive a thank you note. It takes you maybe 5 minutes, not even. Just have to write a few lines, send it, or just call him and just say thank you.
So leading by caring.
Trying to.
So do you have, just to conclude, any tips for any managers with leading a global team or a diverse team and maybe having a struggle of, it's challenging for them to lead this team or not, or maybe they want to achieve something specific. Any tips, any advice for someone in a similar situation?
I will go with two, which are kind of similar but not. First one is, don't always come with a solution. That it's everybody's ways of fixing is, when something happens, is to fix it. I'm going to fix it. What do I need to fix for you? Just tell me and I'm going to fix it. If you do that, you are not moving to be someone helping, because you actually you're just bringing your own mindset to a solution that your manager might have found a solution on his own, being even more grateful to be able to find it on his own and learn from that. If you do find a solution for them, they won't learn. The best way for learning for them is to do it themselves. So come with more questions, come with, like, every question they ask you is an opportunity to coaching. It's the opportunity to actually making them feeling grateful for themselves for finding a solution. That's the first one. Second one is just listen. At some point during the day when they're calling you, it's not necessarily someone that sometimes they just want to vent. Sometimes they just want to expose a problem. And that's what I said, they're kind of similar, because you just have to listen, and it's not always the problem itself, it's maybe the way they bring you something that is covered behind. By listening to someone, not just do what she said or what he said, but the way they say it. The cultural aspect is kind of breaking down, because it's just about empathy, right? You just try to create an empathy with someone, just to try to actually connect with someone. We have in the team about 7 or 8 different nationalities. And within those nationalities, some of them come from, like me, as an immigrant family from another country. So I can't use tools as, oh, wait, so this is that person from this country, so she must, or he must. No. An individual is an individual. Diversity is the individual. We have 6 billion of diverse people. And none one is the same than the other, so you have to listen to someone and not start within your mindset, this is the way I'm going to talk to her. This is the way I'm going to talk to him. No, listen, and everything's going to be all right.
Really great. Like, it's really inspirational, and I really hope like anyone who listens to that can really take away this. What I hear is empowerment, empowering others, helping them to build the confidence and not judging them, but really building up on that. I really want to thank you, and I'm very honored to have coached you and helped you and know you, because I think that's the most important part, is to connect as human beings, especially nowadays during this pandemic, when other people are not having it easy. So I really want to thank you. And do you have any like additional words before we conclude and anything?
First of all, thank you. I really appreciate the support you brought us to me and also to the team, because, you know, by helping me, hopefully it helped the team the last 2 years ago when we worked together, or 3 years ago even. And the feedback that you've been giving me really helped me to grow as an individual. So thank you for that. And if I just have to finish with something, there is this quote I really like, which is very simple. At the end, everything is going to be all right. If it's not all right, it's not the end.
Really good inspiration. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
And let's continue the good work and we'll make it work.
Have a very nice day.
Thank you.